Next time you have leftover cornbread and you don't know what to do with it, please check out this recipe. This is cornbread casserole made with cornbread that was made the day before, a couple days before. Please don't throw it out. Give this recipe a try. It has many variations. You can make it sweet or savory. You want to see how to make this and not waste any cornbread? Keep watching. Hey guys, I got a delicious one for you today. This is what you do with leftover cornbread. And definitely comment down below if you grew up eating leftover cornbread with buttermilk. There's no way I could do that, but that's a southern thing. Where you take cornbread that's left over, put it in a bowl, and pour buttermilk over and eat it. But I've got a better recipe. This is cornbread pudding. Now this is a spicy jalapeno, scallion, onion, sharp cheddar cheese, and bacon skillet cornbread. The recipe will be in the description box. I've cut it up into cubes. It has to be dried out, so I let it sit out overnight. You need 4 room temperature eggs. That's why that one is in that dish. I forgot to take out the 4th egg. I'm making sure it's at room temperature. I'm going to add another scallion that's already in the cornbread mix. I'm going to add more cheddar cheese. I'm sticking with the basics of the cornbread recipe that I have, and I'm using smoked bacon. And you need 2 cups of milk. It's best to use whole milk, half and half, or heavy cream. That helps with the custard. That's why the eggs need to be room temperature. It makes the custard come together better. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. You know, guys, I upload 2 videos a week and I always include an inspirational quote, tell a controversial joke. This is so delicious. I loved it when I had it. You can make this sweet or savory. I'm making it savory because my cornbread is savory. Got my baking dish. You can butter it, but I'm going to spray it with non-stick cooking spray. So let me get everything set up. I'm gonna cook my bacon and grate my cheese. Let's get cooking. Okay, I've got my cheese grated. That's a half a cup, probably a little more. You have to be precise. I cooked an additional 4 pieces of smoked bacon because remember there's bacon in my cornbread. I wanted to show you how to cut this up. That's why you need it hard. You don't want fresh cornbread for this recipe because it will be mushy. It won't have the correct texture. So I'm just cutting this in, they're about 1-inch cubes. Like so, and like I said, it's a little harder to cut because like I said, I have cheese in here already and bacon. Then you want to take your dish that I have here and I've sprayed it, and you want to add your cornbread. And you want to make sure it's in a single layer. Spread it out best you can. And it takes, I guess, about 3.5 cups technically of cornbread. And this is a 9 by 13 dish. Because you want this to have the custard texture, as I keep messing that up. And I'm going to add 1 scallion onion that I grated. I cut, because it already has scallion onions in here. And just to let you know, you can I'm making a savory version of this recipe. You can make it sweet. When you make the custard, I'm going to add the cheese to this. You would add sugar, brown sugar, white sugar, vanilla, nutmeg, cinnamon if you like, and pour that over the top. But of course, you wouldn't have the bacon and the scallion onions in there. Putting the cheese layer on top of that. Then to make the custard, I need 4 room temperature eggs. That's 1. And I'm cracking them in an individual dish, 1 by 1, just in case a shell gets in there. It's much easier to get the shell out of here than out of your dish. Just a little FYI. And plus, if the egg is bad, you won't ruin the other eggs. So that's the 4th one, and they're at room temperature. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. I'm using whole milk for this recipe. And like I said, you can use half and half or heavy cream, but do not use low-fat milk. The custard won't get the correct texture. And this is 2 cups of milk. And then you just want to whisk this together and get the eggs all broken up. And you can add salt and pepper to taste. I'm not going to add any salt and pepper because my cornbread is heavily seasoned. And like I said, you check out the recipe, it'll be in the description box. I use Jiffy, but any cornbread will do. Most Southerners, like I said, they used to take this leftover cornbread and enjoy it with buttermilk on top of it as a treat or a snack. So there, that's pretty well incorporated. Oh, I forgot the bacon. I cooked 4 strips of bacon. Glad I caught that. Slide this back over here. I'm just going to crunch it up and put that on top. Delicious, savory. This could be a side dish. It could be a meal. You can have it for breakfast, serve it with some eggs or put an egg on top, or have it with a salad for lunch. And this would be a delicious way to get rid of leftover cornbread. My oven is at 425. And one of the key things to this is this has to soak. So I'm going to pour this over all the cornbread. And you definitely have to make sure you let it soak for 10 minutes because you want the bread to absorb the cornbread, the custard. That'll give you the perfect texture. And I'm just pressing this down in there lightly to make sure it's all getting some of that delicious custard taste. Okay, so we're gonna let this set for 10 minutes to make sure this absorbs, and I'll come back and we'll put this in the oven. This goes in the oven for about 40 minutes, like I said, at 425 degrees. Okay guys, there you have it. Leftover cornbread made into cornbread casserole or cornbread pudding. I'm gonna call this cornbread pudding. Now I did add, off camera, I apologize, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. You do need to add a spice to this or the custard will drown out all your flavor. Make it sweet or savory, add ham, breakfast sausage, more bacon. You can even add taco seasoning to the custard, whatever spices or herbs your family likes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and come back for the next one. This is really delicious, and next time you have leftover cornbread, you don't know what to do with it, you're not making dressing, please give this recipe a try. It is absolutely delicious. Okay guys, let me tell you guys my joke. An elderly couple entered a burger joint and sat next to a table where some young people were having dinner. The old man walked over and made an order for himself. He unwrapped the burger, cut it in half, and put half next to his wife. Carefully, he counted all the fries and did the same. He dipped 2 straws in the soda and put it between himself and his wife. The old lady began to eat her half of the burger, while the people stared compassionately. A young man approached them and offered to buy them another portion of food. The old woman replied, "No, don't bother. We just share everything." People realized that the old man hadn't eaten after a little while, only while he watched as his wife ate. So the same young man approached him again and repeated his offer. This time the old man spoke, "No, it's fine. We just share everything." So the young man went to the old man. "What are you waiting for?" The old man looked up and said, "My teeth." I thought that was pretty funny. So they even share false teeth. I guess so these days. They're very expensive. So I want to thank you guys for watching. God bless. Hope to see you on the next one. Please hit the subscribe button and keep checking back on my channel. You don't want to miss any of the giveaways that I have. I've given away a Coach bag, a $200 Visa card, a meat cleaver, and then I got a new surprise coming up in the next couple of weeks. So anyway, God bless. Be grateful to be alive. And I am, and I'm grateful for all you guys who tune into my channel and take time out of your day. God bless and have a good evening.